It's another episode on the Agenda Boys podcast, and always remember to subscribe to this channel, like the videos, as well as write your thoughts in the comment section. Now, today I want us to look at a very interesting tweet, right? So I saw this tweet on X, and I wanted us to have a brief discussion on this particular tweet. Now let's look at the tweet. I'm just 6 months in my marriage, and I think my husband is not worth having me as his wife. He doesn't take care of me, but I meet a man just 2 months ago. He has spent about 1.3 million on me. We never have sex yet, but I'm willing to do it. Then I leave my husband because this new guy is interested to marry me. And this is coming from a lady. Now, this is not the funny thing I actually want us to look at. This is the main message.
Let's have it.
But guys came out with a very funny reply. Now, let's look at this reply. And from there, we'll look at one more reply. And then we would actually have a brief discussion on that. Now, this guy said, now here we go just apply Parallelogram Law of Wisdom. What is the Parallelogram Law of Wisdom? Let's look at it here. Things where women they talk, you don't go really grasp the magnitude of the stupidity inside them until man talk up. Hi boys. You see, agenda boys they everywhere. Agenda boys they everywhere. So the law of wisdom, according to most guys, things where women they talk, you know go really grasp the magnitude of the stupidity inside them until man talk them. So someone actually rephrased the tweet, right? And then just as the law is saying, after I actually read the person's own, I really got to understand this particular law here. That let's look at it. This one is saying, I'm just 6 months in my marriage, and I think my wife is not worth having me as a husband. She doesn't take care of me, but I met a woman just 2 months ago, and she has spent 1.3 million and cooks better than my wife. We have not had sex yet, but I'm willing to do it. Then leave my wife because the new woman loves me. Now, really, after reading this particular message, I understood the law here, the law of parallelogram. I actually understood it because Charlie. I actually had a good laughter from this particular post, because after reading the guy's own, I noticed that what they said concerning the Parallelogram Law of Wisdom is very true. If a man says what some ladies, I don't want to generalize it, some ladies have been saying to us in some context, right? That is where you see the stupidity in what they're actually saying. This post, for example, how can you tell me you marry for 6 months? I want you guys to actually pay attention to the message, right? This is not any gender challenge. Let's not take it to the gender whatever. I beg. Let's focus on what the message is actually saying. The lady is saying that she's just 6 months in her marriage. Just 6 months. Now, and thinks her husband is not worth having her as Charlie. Just 6 months too. So someone actually married you in January, and in June you already think the person is not worth having you as his wife. Oh, for a reason. After this person took you to the church, as a matter of fact, the person went to see your family, paid your bride price, organize a very luxurious, or in fact, even if it's a court wedding or whatever, right? The person passed through all these legal means. Both of you swore to each other. Both of you actually swore to each other that whether rain or shine, or however they say it, I'm not even there yet, so I don't know how they even put it, right? In sickness or in death. Then, just 6 months into making all this vow, you've already concluded that this man who hasn't come out to say anything, you have actually concluded that this man is not worth having you as his wife. Why? Because 2 months ago, now look at the crazy thing here. You get married to someone, 6 months, you are thinking this person is not worth having you. And your reason is that you met someone 2 years ago. So that means just 4 months into the relationship or into the marriage, you have already started talking to someone. Charlie. So now you are seeing the stupidity content in what she said. You know, you marry someone for 6 months. And in fact, you marry someone and in 4 months' time, you start talking to another person. Who does that? Charlie, who does that? You know, all these things. So in my other podcast, this was the reason why I was saying those in the good marriages have to come out to say something. Because these are the things most of the youth are seeing on the media. You know, what will entice a man to read something like this and will still desire to get married in the first place? Because if you are going to spend Charlie, if you are going to spend over 100,000 Ghana cedis, in fact, name it, to organize a wedding, get married, prepare a place to welcome your wife, set that place as your new home, and then 6 months into the marriage, your woman comes to tell you that she feels you are not worth having her. Charlie, what is she trying to tell you? These are the things people see on the media, and the urge, the feeling, you know, the interest of marriage just vanishes. Because how can you tell me this story? And she didn't even end there. She went on to say that this man doesn't take care of her. How? You know, you've already started talking to someone 4 months into the marriage. So definitely, whatever the man will be doing, Charlie, you wouldn't be impressed. Especially if this person you are talking to is already spreading you. And just like she mentioned, this person has already spent 1.3 million in 2 months. Charlie, how can you tell me this story? 1.3 million in 2 months. Now look at the crazy thing she even added. We never have sex yet. Meaning the interest is there already. We never have sex yet, but I'm willing to do it. No, you have already done it. You have already done it. All these things were part of the reason why Jesus Christ said it. That if you look at a woman lustfully, you've already have sex, or you've already had sex with the woman. Because what she's saying here, it's obvious she had already done it. It is very, very obvious. She has already done it. Because now she added that because this new guy is interested to marry me. Charlie, divorce your husband. You know, divorce your husband. And this is not just a funny tweet I saw. No, you could tell that the person really meant it. She really meant it. This is something she wanted to share. She wanted to put out for people to understand what she's going through. And exactly that. So now it is obvious that what the law or the Parallelogram Law of Wisdom is saying is very true. That sometimes what these women, what they tell us men, you wouldn't really grasp the amount of stupidity in what they are saying until a man says or repeat the same thing. It is very true. If a man is supposed to tell you this as a woman, how would you feel? That just 6 months, not even up to a year, just 6 months, you already want to divorce your husband. Just 6 months, just 6 months, you already want to divorce your husband on this particular issue. Charlie. Those in a good marriages have to come out and say something, because if these are the things people are seeing on the media, very soon, I'm not sure we would have up to 20 weddings in a year in this country. I'm not sure. Charlie, this is why I want to draw the curtain. Now, write your thoughts in the comment section on this particular interesting message, and I'll love to review after that. Thank you, and this is where I drop it on the Agenda Boys podcast. Thank you.